Okay, so I need to tell you people something. And I am not even going to do long introduction because the story will carry itself. Just stay with me from beginning to end. Because I promise you the end of this story and the end of this story is not where you think it is going. So there is this woman. Adaeze. Fine girl. The kind of woman that when God was creating her, he was doing it with full concentration. No distraction. Full focus. She had this laugh, and the kind of laugh that will make you laugh too even if you do not know what is funny. Just infectious. And she was married. Married to this man called Emeka. 6 years. 6 years of this woman loving this man with everything inside her. The kind of love that you read about and think, oh, this one no movie, this kind of love does not exist in real life. But it existed. It was real. Emeka was a person. Full stop. This man, and every Sunday morning he would wake up before Adaeze and go to the kitchen to cook. Now the problem is Emeka could not cook. Like at all. The man had no business being near a stove. But every Sunday without fail he would go and burn something and bring it to her in bed with this big proud smile like he had just prepared a 5-star meal. And Adaeze, this woman, would eat it. Every time. She would eat every single bite and tell him it was delicious. Her friends used to ask her, Adaeze, how do you eat that food? She used to say, when somebody loves you like that, everything they give you tastes like the best thing you have ever eaten. That kind of love. So when Adaeze started feeling tired, not ordinary tired or the kind of tired that even after 8 hours of sleep you wake up and your body is saying we have not even started, she ignored it. Because Adaeze was the strong one. The one that holds everybody else together. She did not have time to be tired. But Emeka noticed. This man noticed everything about this woman. He noticed she was pushing her food around the plate. He noticed she was holding the staircase railing when she never used to. He noticed the way she would look at him, sometimes just look at him like she was taking a photograph with her eyes. And something in his chest told him something is wrong. So he dragged her to the hospital. And the doctor sat them both down and said words that no human being is ever ready to hear. Stage 3. Aggressive. They need to start treatment immediately. I want you to imagine sitting in that chair, holding your person's hand, and hearing those words. Emeka held her hand so tight that she had to tell him, Emeka, you are crushing my hand. He apologized. She told him to stop apologizing. He apologized for apologizing. And she laughed. Even in that moment this woman laughed. Because that was Adaeze. Even in the darkest moment she would find the light. Treatment started. And I am not going to sugarcoat it, it was brutal. The kind of brutal that nobody prepares you for. But Adaeze fought. Every single day this woman fought. And Emeka, this man, did not leave her side. Not one appointment. Not one infusion. Not one bad night. He was there. Sleeping in that hospital chair that was clearly not designed for human beings to sleep in. Every night. Just to be close to her. He would drive 2 hours to buy the specific biscuits she liked. Because the hospital was near everywhere except the one shop that sold her biscuits. 2 hours. There and back. Without complaining. Without being asked. Just because she liked those biscuits. That kind of man. And slowly the doctors started seeing something. The numbers were improving. Small. But improving. One afternoon the doctor pulled Emeka aside and said she is responding to treatment. It is early. But we are cautiously optimistic. This man, who had not cried one single time through all of this because he was trying to be strong for her, went to the hospital chapel that evening. Sat down in that empty chapel. And sobbed. For 20 minutes. By himself. Because for the first time in 8 months someone gave him permission to hope. And that is where this story takes a turn. Because while all of this was happening, while Emeka was sleeping in that chair, while he was driving 2 hours for biscuits, while he was holding her hand through every infusion, Emeka was sick too. His own doctor had been calling him. Sending letters. Booking appointments. Something was wrong with Emeka too. Something serious. Something that needed attention. And Emeka, this man, was ignoring all of it. Cancelling his appointments. Hiding his letters. Telling himself, when Adaeze gets better, when she is stable, then I will go. Then it will be my turn. Because how do you tell a woman who is fighting for her life that you are also not okay? How do you add your pain to someone who is already carrying so much? He could not do it. He just could not. So he carried it alone. Quietly. Smiling at her every morning. Bringing her biscuits. Sleeping in that chair. Carrying everything. Saying nothing. Now you know how they say the body will only take so much. 3 weeks after the doctor gave him that good news about Adaeze, Emeka collapsed in their kitchen. 6 a.m. while he was making her tea. The ambulance came. And Adaeze, this woman who was supposed to be resting, who was still in the middle of her own treatment, they wheeled her in a wheelchair to that hospital corridor. And she sat there, waiting for news about her husband. The man who had not missed one appointment. The man who drove 2 hours for her biscuits. The man who slept in an uncomfortable chair every night just to be near her. She sat in that corridor. And she waited. The doctors worked on Emeka. They worked on him for a long time. And when they came out, the look on their faces, and you know that look. You know that look when words are no longer necessary. Adaeze closed her eyes. And she made a sound that everybody in that corridor that day still remembers. The nurses. The other patients. The doctor who delivered the news. All of them. They still remember that sound. Emeka was gone. And when they went back to their house, they found his medical letters piled up on his side of the table. Some unopened. Some opened and folded face down. Like if he turned them over, they would become too real. Appointment after appointment. All ignored. All cancelled. All pushed aside. For her. Because of her. He thought he was protecting her. He thought when she gets better then it will be my turn. His turn never came. 6 months later, Adaeze finished her treatment. And the doctors told her remission. The word. The word that she and Emeka had whispered to each other like a prayer on the hard nights. The word they were both fighting towards together. She heard it alone. In that same hospital. Without him. I do not have words for what that feels like. To win the fight you were both fighting after the person you were fighting for is already gone. I do not have words for that. So let me just say this. If you are going through something, tell your person. You are not protecting them by disappearing inside yourself. You are not being strong. You are just making them grieve you twice. Once when you are gone. And once when they find out you suffered alone. Emeka thought he had more time. We always think we have more time. Tell your person today. Not tomorrow. Today. Drop a heart in the comments if this story touched you. And share it with somebody you love. Not because it is content. But because somebody watching this right now is doing exactly what Emeka did. Suffering quietly. For somebody else. And they need to hear this today.